Guys, I got a couple of friends that they have a couple of strikes against them. You know what I mean? They're ex-felons. How do you all feel about dating ex-felons?
Did he say strikes?
Strikes.
As in, yes,
Strikes?
plural, yes.
Okay.
Like
So
strikes?
say-
Strikes meaning what? Like jail?
Yeah. And what did they do?
Right?
That's a fair question. So you find out whether or not if a guy, in my opinion, I think they got to reveal that initially.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's one of
I
the things
agree.
that we're talking about now. So when I'm talking to them, they all saying, man, I don't think she's going to. I say, man, it's better to put it on the table.
That's right.
Lay it out there.
Right.
It's
Lay
going to
it
look like
out.
you're trying to deceive her.
Absolutely. I agree with you because I don't want to fall in love with you and then you 6 months in, I forgot to tell you I was in the pen.
Right. I want to pass
No,
murder.
because now, you know what? I'm not going to trust you. I feel like you will withhold information for your benefit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, but do I think it's okay to date? Yeah, I think it's okay to date if that's okay with the woman. And me personally, it would depend on the crime.
What the crime was.
What
right.
the crime was. So, yeah, and where they are now, have they learned from that? It will be a lot of questions for me, but you know, if he's honest and as long as he wasn't out there, you know, killing everybody
Gang
and messing with some
banging.
kids and
Right.
you know, something like that, it just depends on the crime for me.
So there are definitely some no's in there somewhere.
It's some
There
no's.
definitely are some no's.
It's a list.
Yeah.
I got a
So,
longer list of no's
What
than
you
I do
think? What you
yeses.
think?
You know what? I'm still like, ooh, crimes.
You
I
own the word
want
crime.
like you said, some X's against them, and my thing is this: it depends on what everybody's saying, you know, what it was, but I'm out to really, really check you out and see,
You
can I trust you?
understand.
Can I trust you going forward? Because the thing is, a lot of people say a lot of things, and I'll be honest, I've dated someone who's had a past.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then even someone I dated previously got a past after we dated.
Okay.
But the thing is, you know the person's heart. But at the end of the day, what are their actions? Because their heart can be good, but their actions are still repeating itself
Most definitely.
over and over, which means I
Absolutely.
can't keep going back down that road with you because I can't keep getting you out of jail and stuff. And
No, and have you learned?
Right. So for the most part, you want to see first the kind of crime the guy committed.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
If there's any way that he's going to revisit those kinds of
Absolutely.
crimes.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, honestly, good things have come out of people in jail. People found Christ in jail. People really found themselves in
Yes,
jail.
yes.
And sometimes it just took that. It could be multiple occasions that they've gone back and forth to jail, but that one time could have changed their lives. And then they come out doing phenomenal things like one of our guests. You know, and
Yeah.
he came out and he's just, I mean, he's all in for God and he's making major positive
Right,
attributes
right.
to society.
So he
and he's
learned.
inspiring. So yeah, I can see dating someone like that.
Yeah.
But when I see someone come out of jail and they hadn't got no more money than the money they released them with,
Or
yeah,
is
that's
it
a
still
problem.
just in them? I'm gonna use an example.
They want to change.
So Phaedra and Apollo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a great example to use. You know, he was in the pen, and I think that's how they met. I think she was his lawyer. I may
Okay.
be wrong on that. And they end up getting married. Okay.
I don't think I knew that. I didn't know
they
that.
end up getting
Atlantic
married.
housewives.
They had kids. You know, two beautiful sons. Then something's happened. He's right back in the penitentiary.
Right.
Okay. Now this was years later, but for me, it was still in him. That
Right.
hustle or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, whatever was going on with him,
Right.
it was still in him. And at the same time, that reflects her.
Yeah. Her character,
well,
like
yeah.
what is she drawn to?
Well, she knew him. She was his lawyer. She knew what he was up against. She knew his past.
Right.
So it was in there. Then he revisited the situation again. Now it looks like she was a part of it. And it's just hard for me to believe that she didn't know that. I'm not saying she didn't.
Right.
But it's hard for me to believe. So I don't know. I you know, sometimes it's still in you.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what about white collar crimes and or crimes associated with drugs?
You know, white collar
If we
crimes.
breaking it down,
Yeah, okay, so let's start with the
Yeah.
white collar crimes. There's a lot of people that commit white collar crimes. You know, there's the high profile people, the top executives of the companies,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Enron.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Right.
but the thing is, those people, even when the market crashed, because I'm in real estate, so when the market crashed, so many people had done so many fraudulent things that they end up in prison, like some of my county executives.
Yeah.
Right.
And you look up, and while you walking that journey with them, you're like thinking, dang, they living out in the flower mound, they got this $400,000 or $500,000
Yeah.
house. But feds knocking on their doors 2 or 3 in the morning, throwing their kids on the ground,
Yes.
you know, seizing computers, and they
Yes.
lost it all. So that was just the everyday, ordinary person in our eyes. But the woman still stayed with them. You know, how do you do that? And then it's like, but the thing is, you get caught up and they put you at risk. So how do I stay with you when you put me and my kids at risk?
Well, the difference is they were married.
Right.
So it's kind of like, okay, we're married. I'm gonna ride this out with you, but you better not do this stuff no more.
Right.
So you wouldn't leave him?
Depending on, again, what that crime was.
It's white. We're talking about white collar, where he lost it all. Because when he come out, you stay with him. He come out. Now the lifestyle you once had, you can't have no more.
No,
because you
if
got
you're already
a felony.
married, no, I'm gonna ride it out.
She riding that thing out, y'all.
I'm gonna ride
She
that
said for
out.
better or for worse. DJ, you riding it out?
I think I'm like you. I think you know those things. I think, when you're in those kinds of situations, it's hard to hide.
It's hard.
Those things are hard to hide.
Yes.
You know how much money he's supposed to be
Yes.
making, and he continues, or she's making. You all continue to live outside of your lifestyle that can be afforded to you based on the standard income. You're not crazy. If you get where I'm coming, the other party is not crazy. So if he's supposed to be making $100,000 and y'all stay in a $500,000 house,
Yeah.
So that's the problem.
Yeah. You're right.
I mean, you crazy, but you ain't that crazy.
You're right.
No.
Right? It's something's going on there.
Something's wrong.
So what about when you date him and then you like, okay, I know he got a pass, but I'm just gonna date him, have fun, kick it around a little bit.
Well, that's
then
okay.
wait, hold on. But then you look up and you done got caught up. You really caring for him,
So
him or her. So let's talk with you. You start caring for her, and you know she's no good.
And listen, I've been in those situations. I think you just have to say to yourself, you know where this is headed. Are you prepared to deal with
That's right.
where this is headed?
That's right.
So what do you do when you get caught up though? How you pull out? Before these are pre-married days. Let's put that out there. Pre-married days.
Think about this. What do you mean when you say get caught up?
Where you really caring for the person and you liking them and you know they still doing what they went to jail for. Yeah, we have.
We've all been down this road.
How do you deal with it?
Yeah, I think most of us ride it out.
You just ride it out.
See how it's gonna play out.
Get what you can get.
You actually liking this person.
Yeah, we liking something
You like this person.
about the person.
Right.
But again, I think if it's something really bad going on, and I feel like
Right.
this could be detrimental to me, my kids or something, I'm gonna have to make a decision because I don't want to involve them, in things like that. But I'm gonna ride it out. I'm gonna try it.
You gonna get everything you can get.
Yeah, and sometimes you learn everything's not right.
Right.
But you learn. It's a lesson. What about you? But I'm gonna flip it.
Who's she flipping on, DJ?
I want to know if he would date a lady that had a past and
he said he did. Yeah.
Okay.
I have.
Okay.
I have.
Okay.
I have, and I think part of that attraction was the hustle in her.
Yeah.
I liked it.
See.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I was drawn to it. I knew
Yes.
that there was a possibility that this was going to end bad. As it pertains to what happened to her, what was going to happen to her. You could see the writing on the wall.
Yes.
We all know when it's going to come to a head.
We all know.
We all know. We can visualize. This is turning bad.
Yeah.
Now what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Right.
Now what am I going to do?
You were drawn to the hustle in her.
I like fast women, fast cars, and fast money.
Yes.
All
okay.
right, fast
So what was
and
it
furious.
That you said, however that happened, when you made a decision, hey, this is not going the way I think it should go.
I think when we both see it, we both acknowledge it, and you still pushing.
Yeah. Okay.
You still pushing.
Okay.
Because I done called it out.
Yeah.
I've already said, hey, babe, you need to
slow that down a little bit. We can't get caught up.
Absolutely.
You keep pushing. Now you've not just jeopardized yourself.
You're right.
You've jeopardized me. You've jeopardized our friends.
That's right.
Everybody around us. Yes.
Everybody's around. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're right about that.
Anytime you start touching the body, and what I mean by that is that all the people around you.
That's right.
Now we got to have a different conversation.
That's right. That's
now,
right.
let me ask y'all this, because we're talking about people that have a past, in jail. And so we're all pretty much saying it depends on the crime. So we already know we willing to walk that fine line anyway, because we're human and everybody has a past.
Everybody like that.
But right.
And the
But
thing is, some people's past you will never know
because they're not going to tell it.
and they're not going to tell you.
But when
That's
it comes
right.
out,
But
it's
they
destruction.
have
That's
But
right.
let's talk about this, because we're talking about right now with safe crimes. But let's say when they rape somebody. Can you still, if you didn't know, okay, let's start with, you didn't know that you dating someone and they raped someone, that's why they were in jail, and you find out later. How do you handle that?
I'm leaving them alone.
Even
That's
though you're in
no
a
for
serious
me.
relationship.
That is a no.
But you're already committed, you're already in it. You done everything.
I'm a heel, because you know what? You should have disclosed that to me, and I'm not playing with that. And I have children.
That's right.
No, it's no way I would do that, because you lied to me. Now you're making me look like I support what you've
you do.
done, because you didn't give me a fair chance to say yes or no, or
Right.
accept it, or to decline it. So that's a no for me.
What about you, DJ?
I think I'm like Nicole. I just don't think you can, and it's not that those people can't be forgiven, because they have been.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they have done their time. They have repaid their debt to society. But I think that's just that's a tough question.
Yeah,
it's a tough question in the sense that because the person can change.
That's right.
That person can change.
Right.
But in the back of your mind,
in
the back of your mind, you're saying, I don't know about this.
So now we're saying that it's almost like saying, we all fall short, right?
Right.
But hold on, think about it. We all say every sin is a sin.
Yeah.
There's no respect of person, whatever.
Right.
But now when it comes to these crimes and who we gonna date, now you might sell some drugs and you might prostitute and I might get a couple dollars on benefiting. So I can handle that because that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But when you rape someone, we say, no, I can't handle that because we got limits with everything, right?
But you need to let me make a decision. That's my thing. Let me see where you are.
Right.
How many years? There's so many questions that will come with that. Who was this? How many years ago did this happen?
And what was the true circumstance?
Yes. Right. Were you underage?
I was going to ask you about that. What about when these coaches and these teachers are dating, raping these kids?
Yeah.
They're 30, 40, and then they sitting there messing with a 16, 17-year-old.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's a lot of questions because I know of some people that their kids, they found out they were having sex and one of the girl could have been underage and they're a couple of years apart and so when that parent naturally finds out their daughter's having sex with someone, then they're going to go to the extreme and they lose it. So now they are reported sex offender,
pedophiles,
but they actually had their daughter was consensual to have sex. So it's so many things that you would have to ask.
So many variables, right.
So many. So a situation like that, we can talk about that, but if you rape somebody, it's just nothing to talk about. Because, kids have sex. I mean, let's just be real. They're 16, 17, 18 years old.
They're experimenting.
And the girl got scared, and she was afraid to tell her father, I did this, so he did this. So the father goes to the extreme.
Right.
Well, if that was a true situation, like I said, we can have a conversation about that. But if you're of age and you're out there raping, that's a no.
Right.
All the way around.
What about domestic abuse when, somebody beat you down in your relationship? You've been there too?
I'm anti that.
I thought you was going to, but has a woman ever beat you?
Oh, of course.
Did you let her win, DJ? Hold on.
Of course.
Okay, wait. She tried to beat you, but she didn't beat you, right?
Yeah,
okay.
I was physically attacked.
Okay.
Now let me ask you: Did you sustain or restrain yourself from fighting back?
Oh yeah, I'm not. I just wouldn't. But my father. My grandfather. There's just no way that I could explain that.
Okay.
There's no way that somebody's going to approve of that because I've been whooped worse than that.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Right.
What she did to me, that wasn't really nothing.
Right.
I've been beat worse than that.
Right.
By them and by other cats.
Right.
If you get where I'm coming from. So that butt whooping, that wasn't.
It wasn't nothing.
Yeah. Come on, get out.
So you think it's justified when a woman keeps just punching a guy and basically
that's not what I mean. It's not what
but I'm asking because how do men handle that when we always say most of the time men are abusing us women, but us women are attacking men and expecting them not to hit us back.
That's right.
So how do you feel when a woman keeps doing it and some men just snap? They don't have the upbringing that you had.
I think it's incumbent upon the dude to set that particular standard. Even when I was in that situation, I set the standard. I knew that I created this environment. Did you get that part?
You created the environment.
And she wasn't just whooping me. I created the environment. The environment was created by me.
A little bit.
Hey, snap, right? First 48 was coming.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
So what about for you? Do you think it's justifiable for us women to fight men and not expect them to hit us back?
No, I don't. Because you know what? Some people and some men that I know, they're like, you hit me? Look,
you ready?
Keep your hands to yourself because I'm not going to hit you.
Right.
So don't hit me. Because a lot of women feel like if they swing on a guy, that he is not going to touch him. But it is a guy.
It's going to hit you back.
It's going to hit you back.
Right.
I mean, that's just the truth. They like, hey,
It's
you
a
put
lot
your
of
hands
guys.
on me.
A lot.
Keep your hands to yourself. So I think that you hear more about women being abused more than men. It's kind of under the table, but it's both ways.
It is true.
It really, keep your hands to yourself.
I think you just have to set the environment.
Yeah.
So can you date someone who spent a lot of time in jail for domestic abuse? Do you think that they've been rehabilitated, or do you think that you're different? They're just not going to do that to you? Because again, keep in mind, they tell you the stats. Most women don't report it because the man's supposed to love them, and that's how they feel they're calling out and reaching out, showing that love.
That would be tough for me. Just because that would be tough. Not to say they can't change and they've learned. I could be a friend of a friend,
right?
And everything would start as a friendship, and we would just go from there. But I can't really answer that.
Can you stay in a relationship, either one of you, after being abused? Or do you feel like it's time to get out of that relationship to save your life?
Me personally, I think, the barrier has been crossed.
Yeah, and for me, I had to get out.
You crossed the barrier. I just,
because my life ain't safe.
To do something.
You know it.
Absolutely.
You want to force me to react.
Yeah, I have to because we're gonna be fighting.
Yeah,
and I don't have respect for you.
I don't have time to fight because I can't win, so I gotta take other
I'm not
actions.
gonna respect you anymore.
Yes.
So it's just gonna go downhill from there anyway. So no.
Yeah, and even in your previous question, I just think a person who's actually done domestic abuse and went through all of those processes, that jail changes a lot of stuff in you.
Because you go there and get beat down too.
It reminds you that you're not that tough.
Yes.
There is a reminder there. Yeah.
So what happens when they go to jail? Do they lose some manhood?
I think part of that is that most cats who've entered that particular facet of society. I'm saying that right. Yeah. Most of these cats have been locked up. It changes your perspective.
It breaks you down.
And immediately.
Okay.
And immediately.
Okay.
Because you're not the worst woman beater in there. You're not the toughest.
You better say it.
Yeah. So there's just so many different. There's so many ways we could go with that, especially that question.
Yeah.
But
But the problem is too, women go bailing them out. They put the man in jail. Well, I need him.
Reasons for that. They might have.
They reasons they don't want to be alone. No, they don't want to be alone.
They may have kids.
Women go bailing them out
to take care of. So
he shouldn't hit them.
Business decision.
No.
Some of them probably are just.
I agree.
If he's beating her 9 times out of 10, he ain't taking care of the household that well.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I think so. He's not taking care of it mentally and
emotionally.
I'm not doing it.
But financially, he
could
be.
Because part of that is they think they have the power.
Yeah, because they don't allow the woman to work.
Yeah.
They control where she goes, what she does, who she does it with, how much money she makes. So that's a problem.
Right.
Most of them don't have an extra strategy. But guys, this
is a deep conversation right here.
Audience.
Yes. Audience, y'all hear that? Keep your hands to yourself. Yes. Women, you ain't got to worry about being a punching bag.
No, you deserve better than that.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
You're created for more than that. Okay, cool. So let's see, guys. What's that next one? So we talked about the rape. We talked about the domestic abuse. We talked about the drugs. What about
the guy that's trying to go legitimate? What about the female who's trying to be legitimate? Okay. She's lived in this world for a certain amount of time, and now she's trying to progress, or he's trying to progress. How do you deal with that situation? Or is that situation even inviting? Do you want to be there for the process, or do you want to hook up again after the product is finished? How about this? Do you walk the process?
I think I'm gonna walk the process because I think that if I care for that person and I've spent time with them to know them as a friend.
Okay.
And so the more time you spend with someone and get to learn them, then you really find out where their mind is, where their heart is, and then you're seeing the actions they're taking daily. So you see that this is not someone who's just talking. This is someone who really came out a different person, a changed person. I'd be willing to walk that process with them because I think my thing is, like the movie we were talking about before, Acrimony, is that the name of it?
Yeah.
So many people go through things and we don't want to wait till they get there. We want them to be there.
Right.
But how come you can't see a good man for being a good man when he is? It's not about where he's at or where he's been. It's where he's at now and then where he's going. That's just my take on it.
Okay, so back to the jail and dating somebody in jail, and we discussed that. How many times is too many times to bail someone out of jail?
1. I'm gonna bail you out once. I'm like my parents and my grandparents, and then everybody else grandparents. I'm gonna put my house up one time for you.
Okay.
But I ain't putting my house up. But where we got, I'm going to bail bonds. But in the old days. But in the old days, my grandparents were like, we'll put a house up because they didn't have the cash laying around back then.
Right.
So now they talk about, I go get a bail bondsman. But when I get you out and you come out acting a fool and going back in, why am I wasting my money?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna keep doing that because you're now not valuing me as a person for trying to help you, and you're showing me I don't want to change.
I'm like Angie. I think one time is all I can give you.
Yeah.
That's all I can only give you once.
But what if this is a minor, someone that's young and just making dumb decisions?
They gonna learn early.
Or, a child or someone close to you, and they've just some tickets or.
Hey,
I think it has to be a firm barrier. You know what I mean? There has to be a firm example. Son, you can't do this anymore.
That's right.
And I mean, you can't do it
one
anymore.
time.
You can't do it with me.
That's right. That's right.
Now, you can do it.
That's right.
But don't expect me to come to your rescue.
Yeah.
That's right.
My son got in trouble one time, and I was like, man, I was so shocked. And so we did what we had to do to keep stuff off his record.
Right.
But he changed his life.
Absolutely.
And I was like, I worked all this time. I kept, working 3 jobs when you were little to keep you from going the wrong way.
Right.
And I said, why would you do it?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's peer pressure, stress, and covering up for others. But the fact you put us in that position, that's one time. My daughter messed up one time.
Yeah.
Because you're going to learn after one time.
That's
and when
right.
I don't keep coming to you.
You're supposed to learn.
But if we keep going to rescue, then what's going to happen? So,
they feel like they can be saved.
They do.
Yeah.
So you would let your sons, your daughter, sit in the jail?
Yes. If y'all are listening, yes. Because the thing is, if I keep coming to get you out, why do you care if you go in?
No, I agree.
And then the thing is, if you don't learn your lesson, the streets are going to teach you a lesson, and you may not stay out of jail next time.
And
you may be dead.
That'll be the lesson.
Yeah,
Just
so
going
no.
in there. Go in there.
It'll be a lesson learned.
What do you think?
I'm the same way. I think my father was very strict about those things. Again, I said I like fast money.
Yeah.
I like fast cars.
Yes.
I like that stuff.
Yes.
So that came with something.
Yes.
With a risk.
Price for it all.
There was a risk
Yeah.
for it all. And my dad just got to a point, my parents got to a point where they just weren't going to support that.
Absolutely.
Because I wouldn't let them tell it. I wasn't raised like that. I didn't see those things.
Right.
All of that. And that was the truth.
Right.
That was the truth.
And that's
I was
good
drawn.
stuff.
Yeah.
That's
I
good
was drawn
stuff.
to that.
Because a lot of times you feel like you've done your best as a parent and you've raised them well, yet they want to go a different direction. Then it makes you wonder, did I do something wrong? It's nothing about the parenting.
That's right.
It's their choice.
It is their choice.
Because I had great
That's
parents.
a good conversation.
I
Yeah.
had great
choice.
parents.
Yeah.
Great parents. I just made some bad decisions.
Yeah.
They came with those consequences.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Would I let them sit there?
Yeah.
Probably so. My boys, it just depends. All my kids have different personalities.
She got soft on this DJ. You see
Yeah.
that? It just depends.
It would depend on the crime, but if it's something that I see that hey, you know what, you're going to sit here because you need to understand what
Learn
you
this
did.
lesson.
That's right.
Because it's not going to be this way. You out there in the real world and something can happen
That's
to you.
right.
Somebody could hurt you,
That's right.
harm you. And especially now the way the world is today.
That's good.
Yeah, you're going to sit here and you're going to feel this. And I may get you out, but you may stay there a while before I get you out. Do you see what I'm saying?
You don't get them out more than one time, and they keep being repeat offenders?
No, I probably have twice.
Twice?
For me. Probably 2 times. After that, you sitting in there and I'm going to see you and put some money down.
I mean, for me,
Put the money on the books. How much money?
I say the same. I tell my boys this all the time. Ain't but one thug in this house.
You hear
That's
me?
it. Tell them. Yes.
One.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I'm not rearing.
That's right.
That's
right.
It's not
That's
my
right.
intention to raise. I don't have time for that.
Right.
Who does that? Who sets out to raise a thug?
Right.
Yeah, that's
right.
just not. Yeah, it's only one of them in this house.
Cool. Hey guys, it's been great conversation. Thank y'all so
Thank
much
you.
for these
Thank you.
topics today on these serious relationship topics. This has been Let's Talk with Angelia and Nicole.
You can follow us at letstalkan.com and on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk AN.
See you soon.
We'll see you soon.